welcome back to Friend Crush. I'm your host, Amber Killer. This is my podcast where I talk about stuff and things, cute, chaotic, and critical thinking. How is everyone at the moment? I am slowly organizing my new apartment. Things are coming together. I've turned this metal system three-section shelf that I bought when I first moved to Shanghai. I had it in 3 sections in my first apartment. I had only 2 sections out in my second apartment. And now I have 3 sections out, but the middle section is now a desk. So loving that for me, multi-purpose, because I originally wanted to move the dining table that came with the apartment into the room that I'm going to use as a study / office. But then it doesn't really fit through the door of the room I wanted to move it into. And this table is so old and ugly in my opinion, but the landlord wouldn't let me get rid of it. But then my agent was like, you could just get rid of it and then deal with it when your lease is over. Whether you leave the new furniture that you buy or you just replace it with something before you go. I really want this dream green dining table. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to logistically do this. But whatever. At least my study area is ready and I don't have to wait for new furniture to arrive. I have a dining table if I need it. I have a study. It's looking very cute, very organized. Hopefully I'm extremely productive. Already been pretty productive considering I just set it up today. Love that for me. Anyway. Last week's episode, we talked about haters, my personal experience dealing with haters as someone who doesn't start fights, I'm sharing my point of view, I'm living my life, minding my own business, and then people think I'm out to get them because I trigger whatever it is in them that makes them insecure. So I have experience dealing with haters offline, online, and now I pretty much don't give a fuck. Obviously, I'm still a human being. I'm just a girl, just a little baby girl, only 30 years old. And I can still get triggered, if I'm in a bad mood or if I'm really tired or if I feel like I really put in effort into articulating myself as clearly as I could, especially online. And then someone's coming at me, either deliberately misinterpreting me or just being a dumb bitch. I can still be triggered. I have a lot of mental health practices in place just to handle being alive in general, which I speak about often, meditation, physical exercise, thought dumping, journaling, writing affirmations, etc. All these things contribute to me having what I would say a relatively tidy or organized mental palace / abundant and ready for harvest mental garden. So when I'm confronted with negative or uncomfortable experiences, the space in my mind is already looked after. So it's easy to identify what is not desirable, and it's easier to manage and take the trash out, if I'm not maintaining my mental health, and it's just my mental palace is a mess, I don't know, I haven't cleaned it out, things I haven't really addressed, then obviously when other people are triggering me or if I experience something uncomfortable, maybe I'm so used to discomfort that I don't even know where my boundaries are. So it's really important, in my opinion, if you want to become more resilient and more discerning with identifying haters and also not being so triggered by haters and also knowing what is worth responding and how to respond if you experience haters. That's an integral part. It's not as simple as just okay, someone says this and then you'll just be prepared. There's all these other things you need to do so that when you're out in the world or you're out on the internet, you know how to handle yourself. Okay. It's you can't just tell a soldier, okay, if someone comes at you, just do this. They need to train and practice beforehand before they go to war. Okay. You don't take untrained soldiers out into war. You don't take someone who doesn't have their mental disposition prepared out into the world to defend themselves. Like, you're not out here to fight, you're just here to defend yourself. So with that being said, at the time of recording, this is also like the peak of Kendrick and Drake beef. Kendrick Lamar dropped his track Euphoria, and has been dragging Drake. I'm not like a hip hop fan or like deep in the hip hop fandom, but I just like to observe what's going on in pop culture. Haven't seen any girls fighting recently, so men are the ones giving me entertainment these days. And honestly, like, straight male beef is like so hilarious. Like, don't tell me that men are less drama than women. They're basically creating all the drama that exists in the world. We're not only dealing with a genocide, we're also dealing with two rappers beefing with each other, or the whole rap industry beefing. Multiple different things I just tried to cover in one go. Anyway, free Palestine. So yeah, I saw this tweet that was like, Kendrick is proof that going to therapy makes you like a more lethal villain or something. Like, when you have really done a deep dive into your own psyche and all the different dimensions and facets of yourself, like reconciled, confronted your shadow self, then you will be less easy to trigger an attack, and you will be able to easily identify like other people's weak points if you choose to press on them. Me personally, like, I like to be able to identify other people's weak points. I won't go out of my way to press on them because I just don't think it's worth it, like, at least to their face. But maybe like in private, in my thought dumping sessions, I will write scathing disses about the people that piss me off. I just feel like, people that are hating on you, they're already going through enough. They're fighting demons as is. I don't need to add to the load, even though maybe they deserve it. It's just like, why even bother, And I'm trying to garner as much good karma as I can. So I feel like you just sort of redirect that energy or those thoughts into your thought dumping, and also allow it to fuel you in being hot and having fun. People that are like ugly and having a bad time, you don't want to sink to that level. Like, on a vibrational level, someone's coming at you with like hatred, jealousy, anger, and you're like living your life joyful, peaceful, happy. You don't want to go down to their level. Okay, every now and then a little back and forth in the comment section on my TikTok, in my Instagram, in my DMs, I don't mind that, because like the audacity that people have to speak to a stranger they're not even in front of. It's like, I know you would not speak to me this way if we were face to face. So don't think that you can like come into my online space and act like you're in charge, because that's not the case at all. Okay. For in-person beef / haters, if you are like not really, if you're not like quick enough to come back, say someone says like, oh, throw some like passive aggressive remark at you, being like, oh, you're fat or you're ugly or something. Okay. If you're not used to dealing with haters, then you might feel like you have to have a comeback, or you might, stumble on your words, or you might not be able to think on your feet. Okay. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to either like fake agree, like, oh, really? Thank you. And like pretend that what they're saying is a compliment, or just laugh. Just be like, okay, whatever. And like keep it moving. Because when people are coming at you with that kind of energy, they want a reaction out of you. Like, this is what has taken me a really long time to understand. And to this day, I don't understand. But some people feed off negative energy. Okay. Like they just want attention in general. Any kind of attention is better than no attention to them. So even negative attention, even you like fighting back or like insulting them somehow is like, strokes their ego, or makes them feel safe, or makes them feel like seen. Okay, that's not my vibe. Like, I only want positive attention. Please miss me with the negative attention. Miss me with like me having to give you negative attention in order for you to feel special. Like, I'm not interested in that. But I think the best thing that you can do is laugh it off where possible, or like sneer slash, try to end the confrontation. Obviously, it's very difficult for me to imagine like every possible scenario, but I feel like, do your best to not take it personally. That's what I wish someone was able to articulate to me when I was younger, because I was like, what did I do to you? I'm just existing, like, I didn't ask, I don't want anything from you, I don't need anything from you, like, why are you coming for me? Like, this is not a question you even need to ask, it's just like they have an issue with themselves, and for whatever reason, something that you're about triggers something in their subconscious that makes them defensive and makes them also want to like attack you in order to make themselves feel better. I don't understand it. You might never understand it. Don't worry about it, okay? It's good that you don't. And I think the best way to like neutralize or redirect that kind of energy is like the fake agreeing. Oh, really? Cool. Yeah. Or like, okay, cool. Laugh it off and keep it moving. I feel like in written contexts, like on the internet, if you do want to get clever, you can like clap back, but your clap back has to be like out of left field. It has to be like meta. It has to address something that the person that's coming at you with like isn't really addressing, but you need to be able to sort of like see something that they don't see in themselves and then kind of like throw it back in their face, and that's not easy to do. Like, it takes practice. So I would recommend, Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Friend Crush with Amber Akilla. The full episode is available with a podcast subscription. You can subscribe to Friend Crush with Amber Akilla following the link in the podcast description or in the podcast profile page. Subscribers get access to selected full episodes and also voice memo episodes. That's where the real tea is, unhinged and chaotic. Thank you in advance for supporting. Send me your thoughts and feelings as always. Sending love and slay your way. Stay hot and having fun. Drink lots of water. Tell your friends and family you love them. Follow the link to subscribe.